So I'm going to share a little bit about my story having alopecia. I have a hat on my head right now because it's cold outside. But you can kind of see if I take my hat off, I haven't shaved my head in a little bit, and you can see that I have patches right now. I am 31 years old and I was 20 when my hair fell out, so I've been bald for about 11 years. Alopecia is where your body attacks your hair follicle and your hair falls out. It can come from a number of different reasons. It can be health reasons, stress reasons, vitamin deficiency reasons. It can come from anything. Alopecia is just a fancy word for hair loss. I love being bald, actually. If you had asked me that years ago, though, I would not have said that. It has been something that I've grown into, and I want to make this video so that I can share it with other people so that they can grow into that confident person being who they are. And it's definitely been a journey. So I wanted to share a bit of my journey of growing into who I am, how I'm so confident. I go out all the time like this. I go to church, I dress up, go on dates, well, with my husband, go on dates with my husband. And this is who I am, and I absolutely love it. I told my husband that after this life, when our bodies are made perfect, I just want you to know I'll probably still be bald because I am so happy and confident in my baldness that if someone were to offer me my natural hair to grow again, I'd turn them down right now. And I'm going to explain why. First of all, I realized almost from the get-go that I had to be okay with it first before anybody else would. I have 5 sisters, and I remember catching one of them kind of doing like this at me, like she wanted to look at me, but she was afraid. She didn't want to offend me. All my sisters are really nice. And I remember looking at her and going, if you want to look at my head, you can come over and touch it. And she came over and touched my head. I was like, whoa, it's so smooth. At the time, I didn't have any hair. My hair fell out in 3 weeks. It just was really, really fast. Absolutely no hair. I had alopecia universalis and nothing on my legs, armpits, all the peach fuzz on my face, in my ears, no eyelashes, no eyebrows, everything fell out. And I was completely bald for 3 years. As soon as I started uncovering my head, which was just at home at first where I was comfortable, I wasn't married yet. In fact, my husband now, he was out of state serving in church mission. I was young and vulnerable and didn't know what to do, but like I said, I quickly realized that until I accepted it, nobody else was going to. So as soon as I started uncovering my head and being okay with it, and I started introducing myself, and I'm not kidding, as the bald sister to all of my sister's friends. And then they started to introduce me as that too. And that's not a bad thing, because I was, and I didn't consider it a bad thing. It was a way to describe me, like, oh no, she's my blonde sister, or the one with short hair. No, I was the one bald. So it was just a description, which I was learning to become okay with. So I was the bald sister. As soon as I became okay with it, they did. They were okay with talking about it, and so I was okay talking about it. I decided I wasn't going to hide it or be uncomfortable with it. If kids at the grocery store pointed, was like, Mom, she's got no hair, and their moms were like, don't point, like, don't look. I was like, oh yeah, I got no hair. I wore bandanas for a long time, and I remember a kid saying, Mom, she looks like a pirate. And I was like, yeah, I'm a pirate, okay. Anyway, the other thing that I had to learn to be okay with was the special treatment. A lot of people do not know what alopecia is. They will automatically assume that somebody who's female and my age, who's bald, is going through cancer treatment, because it's quite obvious that I don't just shave all my hair off. It's quite obvious that I don't have a head full of hair, so people automatically assume that I'm going through some sort of like a treatment that results in hair loss. And at first the treatments kind of bothered me. I thought, oh, I have to reach out to them and let them know, no, I'm okay, actually. I'm probably healthier than a lot of people. My body just attacked my hair. So as the special treatment came and I was trying to find these people and tell them I was okay, I realized I was almost making them more uncomfortable for giving me special treatment, and I didn't want that either. So I started doing something different, which I liked a whole lot better, and it left everybody feeling well. Whenever somebody gave me special treatment, and it was like at stores, people would offer me like free things or to jump ahead in line, or they'd help me with getting whatever I needed at that store in a more serviceable, if that's a word, way than they would somebody else. At restaurants, people pay for my food. When I go out to eat with my family and my head is uncovered, there's multiple occasions where somebody has paid for my food. I decided that every time that something like that happens, that I'm going to pay it forward, that I'm going to say that, okay, somebody gave me service, now it's my turn to give it to somebody else. And so if I have somebody pay for my meal, then I can be like, okay, well, know what? I'm going to pay for their meal over there. It could be the person who paid for me or not. I don't know. Or I'll just do something nice for that day, to somebody else in that day. So if somebody gave me special treatment at the store, or they let me have the parking space or something like that, then I'll go home and make Rice Krispie treats for the neighbors, and just to pay forward the kindness. As long as kindness keeps going, I was happy with that. And I liked it that the kindness was coming because of my bald head. So I liked that. The other thing was I had to find confidence again. I was not confident walking around at first, especially as a young girl. I wanted to feel pretty, and it was not easy to feel pretty at first when I had no hair. I didn't know how to, I say, dress for your head. I now say that I can dress for my bald head, and people ask me, well, what does that mean? And it means that I know I'm going to go out bald, so no hat. Number one, put sunscreen on. You do not want a sunburned bald head. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. You'll have a fever for like a week. It's awful. So sunscreen, no matter what time of year it is, sunscreen. The other thing was I really needed to gain the confidence, and I remember telling well, let me scoot back a little bit. When I first lost my hair, I decided to have fun with it, and that is good. I went out and I bought so many different wigs. They were long and short, they were straight and curly, I had red and blonde and black and brown. I had purple and pink and blue and orange. I had all the different color wigs. And I wore like a different one almost every single day sometimes. And I had fun with it. And at that point in my life, that was key, to embrace it and have fun with it. The thing that happened eventually though was, and it was about 3 years into being bald, I lost my identity. I was wearing so many different wigs and dressing up so different because a different wig had a different style, that I would be kind of all girly girl one day, and then all prim and proper the next day. Or I liked wearing like beanie hats over my long ones, and so I'd get dressed kind of like down and grungy another day, all black one day. I don't know. It was just, I had so many different identities. I lost myself. And when I lost myself, it was ready to move on. And I put all the wigs away. I think I had 30 wigs. I put them all away. And instead I pulled out my scarves, and I started wearing scarves. And I would put them on my head. And let me show you what I would do. All right, I grabbed a scarf. So this is never a scarf that I actually did this with, but I'll show you what I did. I became known as the scarf girl because of this. Oh, this is an interesting scarf, but you'll get the idea. So I would put the scarf on my head like that, and I'd pull it to the side, and it would be long enough to cover all the way down in the back. And then I would twist it while twisting it. So you're twisting your hands like this while you're wrapping them around each other. And you can put an elastic right here and an elastic right here. And I had very long flowing scarf hair, and I would wear my earrings. And I became known as the scarf girl because of this. I worked as a cashier and people always came through my line. They always looked for me. And every single time somebody lost their hair or was going through chemo, they came through and they're like, you have to tell my sister or my niece or my mom how you tie your scarves because it's so pretty. And so I made like video clips and sent them out to individual people for like how to tie their scarves to feel pretty. And I'll make a more another clip, I guess, for like how to tie scarves in so many different ways. You can tie it in a bow on your head and look like Minnie Mouse. So I was known as the scarf girl, and that was great because I found myself again. It was my own identity. I was the scarf girl, and that was perfect. And I also learned that to make my eyes so I'm really big eyelashes right now for 2 reasons. 1, well, I kind of like them, and 2, they're the only lashes I have right now, so it's my only option. But as soon as I lost my hair, I decided to go bigger on my eyes to draw attention to my eyes, and then it was okay not having hair so much. So big and bright and eyelashy eyes helped me to feel pretty. And I would wear like long dangly earrings and stuff because I didn't have any hair, so show off the earrings. I became more confident in my baldness the more I dressed for my baldness. The next step was, well, one morning I woke up, it was Sunday morning, I told my husband, I don't want to wear anything on my head today. I don't want to go to church with a wig on. I don't want to wear a hat, and I don't want to wear a scarf. And know what he said? Don't. And I was like, oh, right. I guess I don't have to. I guess I don't have to always have something on my head. So I went to church with nothing on my head at all. And it was amazing. I loved it. Now, I was probably a little bit red the whole time because I totally felt so many eyes on me the whole time, and that has not changed. No matter where I go, I feel eyes on me, and I like it because I'm embracing who I am and how I look, and letting people know that that's okay. I try and dress flatteringly. I mean, I dress comfy. I love sweaters and stuff, but I like to dress up so that people can see that, oh yeah, you can still be pretty and dress up even though you got no hair. And there are women and men of all ages who lose their hair to alopecia, and it's a cycle of getting comfortable. 3 years into having no hair, my hair started to try and grow back again, and I think it's because I started to have kids. My hair when I am pregnant will grow, and just in patches, but it will grow enough that I can usually grow it out. So with my first pregnancy, it grew back down to my shoulders before I had to cut it and shave it off again. With my second pregnancy, the same thing. I even cut, styled, and dyed it, even though it was short and thin. And I told my friend, I know it could fall out. I don't even care. Let's just have fun because I don't usually have hair. And then with my third pregnancy, it grew in, but not enough to grow. So I continued to shave my head through my entire third pregnancy. That baby is now 1 year old, and you can see once again I am more bald than have hair. So now I have to shave my head every 3 days or once a week whenever I want to go out bald and have a smooth head, because now my hair is growing again. I would prefer it all just to fall back out so I can just be smooth and bald and not have to worry about it, but I'll shave my head, that's totally fine. The part that I love the most about having alopecia and being a bald woman has come just as of lately. Over the past year and a half, other women or young girls have reached out to me because they were losing their hair and realizing that it was coming out. It wasn't going to grow back in, and that they were going to have to embrace it or shave their heads. And there was this sort of panic. And so I've had a few women come over. They had me teach them how to put on eyelashes when you have no eyelashes to support the weight of them, and how to get them to stay on. 2 who came over, they had not shaved their heads. And I remember telling them that it's very freeing. It's scary and you'll probably cry, but once you shave your head and you have that freedom, it's so invigorating. Actually, the other day, just at the gas station, I had a woman come up to me as I'm filling up with gas just 2 days ago. And she said, now this may sound really strange, but I saw you and I just had to come over and tell you that a few days ago, I was thinking that I should shave my head. I was like, oh, well, go for it. It'll probably be an experience that you won't forget. And then your hair will grow back in and you can move on and it'll be great. But I have really loved being able to help the other women who are going through it. I haven't really had too many men reach out to me. Well, I don't want to say that it's not difficult. I'm sure my husband's home now, and I'm sure if his hair fell out, he would have a difficult time with it. But I think that it can be different for a woman's perspective who every day you see commercials. My Pinterest is full of these ads for hair products and hairdos and everything because I have a little girl and I like to play with her hair. And I'll see something and be like, oh, I want to try that. Wait a minute, I can't, I'm bald. And so it is hard. I remember hearing, oh, you're only as beautiful as your hair. And I was like, no, you're not. That's ridiculous. I also like how the times have changed, that even models now will have like, some of them will have like their heads like shaved short, and I think it's really beautiful. Yeah, I absolutely love being able to reach out and help those other women, and I don't want my hair to come back in because I love the person that I am now without it, and I would never be that person now except that I don't have it. My husband still thinks I'm beautiful. He's gonna
absolutely.
And he's one of my biggest encouragers for everything that I do. And so if you're watching this and you just recently lost your hair, try not to panic. You're gonna go through days where you'll cry or things will be difficult, and it's all about stages. So you're gonna go through stages, and each stage, just embrace that stage. You're gonna go through the stage where just have fun with it. Go and buy the wigs, go buy every hat, go buy every scarf, and be that fun person who changes it up. And then when you feel yourself start losing yourself in it, then try to embrace your head and reach out to the other people who have something similar. And it doesn't even have to be alopecia. They could be struggling with something else. I know somebody who has, I can't remember the name of it, but where the pigment in your skin, I'm so pale that I don't think losing the pigment in my skin would even show up. But for somebody who is more tan and they start losing the pigment in their skin, that can be something really hard, but I've seen models who have embraced it. The point of it is just to, as you go through this journey, to embrace it, find confidence in it, and share it. And it becomes something that's so much a part of you that you're not going to want to change it. I love being bald. I love being the bald sister, the bald mom. My daughter says, like, but Mom, I don't want to be bald like you. And I'm like, yeah, but Mom's still pretty, right? She goes, yeah, because I do want her to think that Mom's pretty. And that's not conceited. The other thing that I did real quick was that just for me and my own personal confidence, I decided I wanted to always stay in shape. So I could always feel confident in dressing up and walking around and not having any hair. I wanted to be known as the beautiful bald woman. And so worked for having a healthy lifestyle. And that means eating healthy 80% of the time. I still love cookies. I got a cookie in front of me right now. I love cookies and I love chocolate, but eating healthy 80% of the time, indulging the other 20, and exercising, just getting out with the kids, moving around. Your body just wants to move. And it's been amazing and I love it. And if there's anything that I can do for you, or if anything that you want to see or questions that you have, leave a comment or below. Or you can find me on Instagram. I'll link it below. You can just find it below. And I have a Twitter. I don't know how to work Twitter. Don't try and contact me on Twitter. I don't know what I'm doing. And I have a Facebook page, which I'll also link below. There's ways to get a hold of me. So if you have any questions, just comment below or get a hold of me. I'll post more videos up. And the most important thing is to embrace who you are, what you have, find the confidence, and reach out to other people. It's amazing and you will love it and you'll forget yourself when you do it. forget yourself. Reach out to everyone else. So I just want to wrap up and leave you with a challenge that whatever stage that you are at right now, whether you have just lost your hair or you've been bald for a while and you've started to lose your identity and all those wigs and hats, or you're ready to embrace the baldness and put away the hats and scarves, to take the courageous step and to move on to the next stage. And also to forget yourself and to pass on the kindness. It's so freeing. I'm gonna put my hat back on because it really is cold. That's the other thing. If you are cold, put a hat on because all the heat ventilates through the top of your head. So if you don't have your head covered, then you're gonna be cold. So I've got my hat on today. I hope that this helps in any way, and I will talk to you later. See you later. Subscribe, like, whatever.